post-game commentators. It's like, well, he was okay. He wasn't great. He got them down close 3 times, but he couldn't, score. I'm sorry, he wasn't calling the plays. The bloody coach was calling the plays.
And Daisy Dukes was the first one that couldn't get it in, and then I think the second 2 were him. Controversial Rouge, an almost Tiger Cats comeback, and another poor start for Nathan Rourke. This past week in the CFL had it all, and we're here with the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast to cover it game by game, week by week. So, my name's Cody, I'm your host. This is Don, our co-host. We are the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. This is our Week 13 CFL Power Rankings video, and we'll kick it off here with Game 1, Thursday Night Football. We had the cooling off Saskatchewan Riders against a Argos team that had a resurgence a little bit in the past couple weeks, as well as the little bit of boost they got from their star quarterback coming back into the lineup. So, a controversial finish in this one, but we'll get to that. Don, why don't you kick us off here with what you thought of that first game?
Well, I was impressed because Chad Kelly had a slow first quarter, but once he got going, he was just throwing darts.
He did look good. When I was watching the highlights, he looked good in the second half.
And even though he had 15 incompletions, there's about 9 of them that were easy to catch passes that were dropped.
Yeah,
and I even got the highlights for a couple of those because it was craziness.
It is important to note Lothar did make his first 2 field goals in this game, so he redeemed himself from the last week, missing 4 of 8, but not 4 of 8.
Yeah, but even Saskatchewan shouldn't have even been in this game. There was 3 times.
Oh yeah, that
first
was their
and
defense.
Goal on the 1, 3 times, and they couldn't get the ball in.
Yeah, and then turnover and downs all 3. They didn't even go to the field goal on
turnover and downs all 3.
So,
okay, so you want to get started on the highlights?
Let's get going.
All right, we're going to start off with Saskatchewan's first touchdown score. They're up 3-0. About 2 minutes left in the first quarter. In the end zone, touchdown by Johnson.
More heat coming.
And
Keyshawn Johnson.
And that's not the same one they used to play for Tampa Bay. It's a whole different one.
Johnson.
So then we're going to go to Kelly passes the ball, and this guy, Polk, gets creamed.
Right eye now.
Boom. There you go. He's done.
3, yeah. Almost 3 guys on him there.
Yeah,
and he does get away.
I'm not a fan of throwing the pass when the guy has to jump that high up, because he's wide open. Just to get crunched.
Get hit in the bottom, you're flipping over.
So we're going to go to 13-zip Saskatchewan, and
second and long now.
Harris throws interception, taken down to the 1.
So many times they got down to the 1 yard line.
So then we're going to, just at the end of the second quarter here, this was a catch. It was called a touchdown. Then it was called incomplete. This is what happened. This guy should have had this ball easily. Okay? And that also took away a Chad Kelly touchdown. And
yeah, I bobbled it on the bottom, hit the ground.
Go a little bit further. Here we go again. So we're in the third quarter, end of it, and another touchdown pass dropped.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? The post-game commentators, it's like, well, he was okay. He wasn't great. He got them down close 3 times, but he couldn't, score. I'm sorry, he wasn't calling the plays. The bloody coach was calling the plays.
And Daisy Dukes was the first one that couldn't get it in, and then I think the second 2 were him. But
and then we got the last highlight, which was 10 minutes left in the game, and finally, that was the third time that they tried to score from the one. Like,
touchdown in these situations.
not on third play. Third time in a row they got down there and couldn't score.
Yeah, you got to give credit to that SAS defense for stepping up and stopping them those 3 times. Like they kept their like Harris did not look good in this game at all. 2 really poor interceptions, but their defense really did keep them in the game.
Okay, and then the last highlight we got is the field goal attempt wide out of the end zone in Rouge.
Yeah, which such a crazy finish.
But you know what? Unfortunately, those are the rules, and for the people who say, "Well, the CFL needs to be more like the NFL," I'm just going to bring up the fact of who actually invented football, and it was in Canada, and it was in 1874. So relax.
Yeah, controversial finish. Another controversial finish here in the CFL. I mean, we got 4 games a week, but there's a lot of exciting action going on every single week. And there's always big headlines to talk about. And this was a good one. Argos with a big win because the East is stacking up. I mean, okay, so for the CFL playoffs, is it 3 teams in the East, 3 teams in the West no matter what?
Yeah.
Okay, so Toronto, so like the West is like everyone's trying to not win the West at this point. So you got Saskatchewan dropping games. Winnipeg started slow; they're coming back. BC's lost 5 in a row. Calgary's like a whatever team, and then you got Elks who are trying to surge as well. So the West is wide open, but I mean, a big win for Toronto because they're going to squeak into the playoffs. I think Hamilton's done, so they're. Unless they completely bomb the rest of the season, but still a big win for them and more of a big loss for the Rough Riders. On this one,
I can't see Hamilton catching anybody now. The Argos have got Chad Kelly back.
Yeah.
The bloody Alouettes. You know, we'll talk about them shortly. But in Ottawa, what the hell's going in Ottawa?
Yeah, Ottawa, another big win, which
they
we'll
could
get
be
to
my
later.
second favorite team. You know.
Ottawa, the nation's capital. There's something special going on. You know, this is their bit. I wish I saw the year. This is their best start that they've had since I think it was the '80s when they were the Ottawa Rough Riders.
Yeah.
This season's been the best start for them. So something special is going on there, and they look like a scary team in the East. All right, so moving on to the next game. We got Friday Night Football. Tiger Cats at the Blue Bombers. Just wanted to say shout out to Stanley Bryant there. He was the O-lineman that was taken off the field. He kind of had a little bit of a collapse, and they were doing some work with him. So I got an update from him. He has been, no, I didn't personally get an update from him, but we got an update, and he's been released from the hospital. He's in good spirits. I was looking into him a little bit further. He's arguably one of the best O-linemen in the CFL history with his ultra durable and just the way he plays. So we wish him well from both of us at the Outbound Sports Podcast. But why don't we get into this? Winnipeg's looking for their first 3-game win streak of the year, and Hamilton's back to starting Bobo. So Winnipeg looked dominant in the first half. I thought, like, I was watching this game, I went to bed at halftime. I was like, okay, this game's over. Woke up to see a surprising 26-23 victory with the Winnipeg winning or leading a game-winning drive on the last drive there. So.
Well, I did watch the game because I watched all the CFL games, and in the second half, in particular, Zach Claris did everything he possibly could to make sure they lost that game.
Yeah, man, it would have been such a frustrating feeling to be a Winnipeg fan there. That night because they're playing, the worst team in the league, and Zach Claris just 3 interceptions, including one with 2 minutes and 27 left in the fourth when they were down. Hamilton at that point just had to get a couple first downs and the game was over. But
that happens a lot when, like, even in the Argos Saskatchewan game. Saskatchewan had it deep in their own end, almost got taken down for a safety.
Yeah.
They could have eaten another 18 seconds off the clock, 8 seconds, before they punted the ball, which then, when the Argos had that, would have had hardly any time to even bring it back, right?
Yeah, but instead they punted it, and with Janarian Grant catching it, his return basically got them automatically in field goal range just off that. So because they were so deep in their end zone.
Yeah, and
when he returned it, they were already in field goal range to win the game. So.
For me, that was just poor clock management. But like I said before, Saskatchewan had no business even being in that game. If the Argos would even got one of those 3 third and ones, it would have been over.
Yeah. So the Rough Riders' fall from grace has been heavy and hard. But
right, let's have a look at the highlights here. See what we got. Going into 2 minutes, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Oh yeah, so the Bombers punt the ball, and Buddy just gets creamed.
Bird, yeah, it gets cracked there, and they return that for a touchdown.
Yeah, like it was like this guy is a CFL rookie, and that's what we should all be introduced to the league.
Yeah, say hello to the CFL here, guy.
All right, we go to the next one. Third quarter, halfway through, and Hamilton runs it in. Bell gets his first of 2 touchdowns. And at that point, it looks like Hamilton was getting involved in this game.
And
we go again, and
goes back a couple of plays to
last play of the third quarter. Hamilton's down by 6. Oh! No, they're not. Bell runs in another one.
Yeah. See, this game is like the epitome of the Hamilton season because they were down, they came back, took the lead, and they just can't find a way to win the game. So Bell, though, they have some shining moments. Even Bo has some great throws in this game. Like he looks, and like he's I don't know if he still is, but he's leading the league in yards and touchdowns. But like, just can't find a way to win. Man.
But
but he's also made a lot of very poor passes and very bad decisions.
But so not in this game.
No.
So I guess he's happy to have his chance back. Next, we're going to the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. This is the interception. I'm not blaming Claros on this one.
Oh, what a goal, yeah.
Because it's the guy that goes up in the air and now he gets it. But the thing is it was still classified as a pick. And at that point of the season, he had thrown 5 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, and he still has his job. And Bobo's only in because Powell got hurt. So then we're gonna go to last play, end of the game. 8 seconds left. The Bombers brought it all the way down to the 10. Claros drops back, boom, touchdown, game over. The fans go crazy. A lot of people at that game too, eh?
Yeah, 33,000. Yeah, 33,000.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go, Peggers?
Seems like they really packed midway through. I guess this is when the season really picks up. I think you'll see a lot more attendance, especially with the Labor Day weekend games.
So that's 2 down.
So Hamilton did try a Hail Mary at the end of the game, but it wasn't long enough, and they still didn't even catch it. So
I will say that since they have acquired Chris Jones as their defensive coordinator, they're looking like a different team already.
Well, I'm glad you said that because their defense was allowing 33.4 points per game. So they needed a little bit of revamp in the defensive side because you're not going to win many games when you're allowing 33.4 points per game. I don't care how good your offense is. So it is important to note, too, that I didn't realize this at first, but the Bombers lost 2 O-linemen in the first half of this game.
Yeah.
The guy went down. So not saying that's the reason Claros threw interceptions, but it was a hindrance for him. But a resurgence from Brady Oliveira, who's really turning the game on right now.
Yeah.
He's really looking good.
He was looking good. He did get hurt in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He got helmet to knee hit, and so he played very sparingly.
Yeah.
In the fourth
That's
quarter.
A tough one. Helmet to knee.
You don't want to lose him.
No.
All right, let's go to the BC Ottawa game. Before we get into this one, time for me to announce my player of the week. We forgot to do that last week, but I did add the image anyways. I'm going with Ottawa Drew Brown. He was 28 for 37, 390 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Like I said, I'm sorry, but when you're almost at 400 yards passing, you're going to be the player of the week.
400 yards and a win.
Yeah.
And they won that game. And it was a high-scoring game, but when you're watching the highlights, there was not much to pull from this game. McInnes had some great catches. Sean White finally missed a field goal. But Nathan Rourke, 0 touchdowns.
I was
So I'm not saying there's no highlights, but like it wasn't like a
no, it wasn't as spectacular, but
Yeah.
but I was able to squeeze out a few.
You got a couple?
Yeah.
You're pretty good at that, I guess.
So let's go with this now. Let's go on the first highlight. We're
This is to make it 40.
just beginning the second quarter, and Sean White, who had kicked was
in
it
history behind
47?
47 in a row.
He gets blocked.
Heartbreaking.
I don't know if that counts as a missed field goal.
Blocked. The Red Blacks
And
Edmund takes it in
If
the
you
end
look
zone.
like I was earning that too on the
it's no
stat
large
sheet. It
flag
says
coming
4 for
out on
5.
that, too.
So,
So
like,
it's got to
But
so it's gotta be a
Sean
missed
White,
field.
That's too bad.
46
Now we're gonna
straight
go
field
to
goals made,
halfway through the second
and the
quarter.
Red Blacks
and
blocked in
Ottawa,
his
Drew Brown.
47th attempt.
Throws a touchdown to Ackland, right down the middle.
Brown.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice catch.
He has time.
Like that one.
Over the middle. Touchdown.
Wow.
Did you get Martin at all?
That's
Yeah,
excellent.
sweet.
Uh,
Rookie receiver with his first CFL
Actually-
touchdown in this game.
before we get to him, we're going to do the highlight of the game for Nathan Rourke.
Baron Miles Hall.
Where
of Fame
he,
for many good years with BC. From the
this was
45,
with
Rourke escapes
about halfway
the pressure.
through the second.
He takes off.
He's at his own
And across
40,
midfield, he's still on
and
his
he's
feet.
running,
What a run
shucking
by
and jiving.
Rourke.
He's getting it
Still
done.
going.
And after it was
All the
over,
way down
yeah, he
and
actually
out
pushed
of
it all the way down to
bounds,
15.
Deep
He
inside
was pretty pleased with
Ottawa
himself.
territory.
I gotta say, he was looking, but that was his highlight of the game. Now we're gonna go to your buddy.
Yeah, Martiner.
Embracing his
First
chance to be a
first
starter with
CFL
this
touchdown of
Lions
2
defense.
in this game.
And
Just
they bring
early in the-
lead
early in the
quickly,
third.
quickly.
64-yard
Wow,
touchdown.
that's a great introduction to CFL. Talk about Bergen, his introduction to CFL. How about this introduction to CFL?
Yeah, I'd rather have this one.
I think I would rather have that too.
So
His first CFL
Then,
touchdown.
not too long after that, we're in 6 minutes left in the third, and who was going to go to?
Marner again.
Turner again.
Diving
back-to-back
for it.
Not to be
touchdowns.
confused with Mitch Marner.
So they
From
mark
the
it at the
Toronto
22.
Maple
Back-to-back
Second and
touchdowns
six.
for him.
He's throwing, it's caught.
Congratulations and welcome to the CFL.
Yeah.
Look who gets it again.
Now, we're going
Got
to
his
the
first
final
2
play.
career CFL touchdowns. Nick Mardner with the catch.
Ackland, who made that beautiful catch before, well, he's not feeling too well now because he kind of landed on his neck and his shoulder.
Oh, yeah, that was a rough
PB
one.
down.
13-yard
Taken to the hospital. Another game with the ambulance on the field. This seems to be typical for the
We're saying he
CFL.
didn't survive the contact. He's still
and that
down
was
on the
basically
field
highlights
after
for that
landing
game.
hard. Jalen Ackland remains down.
I was able to squeeze it with 6
After
So
going up
BC
for a
comes
catch,
within
coming down
7,
very hard
but they
on his
can't
back
stop the
and
Red Blacks
shoulder.
at the end of the game, and they can't get anything going for themselves. That's 5 straight losses for BC, who was once at the top of the West, is now sharing that top spot, or I think they're actually 1 game back from our Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's 5-5-1, and BC's 5-6. So Saskatchewan pulls up 1 ahead, and so you got Saskatchewan 5-5-1, Winnipeg 5-6, BC 5-6, Edmonton 3-8, and then you got Stampeders at 4-6. So anyone can win that, win the West. It's not even like the first place is wrapped up.
Even Eskimos can get in there.
Even Eskimos, even Elks. Sorry,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
the Edmonton Elks.
I grew up with them being called Eskimos for my whole life, so
It's all about the change. All right, so moving on to final game of the week and game of the week contender.
no.
No? Which one did you like the best?
Game of the week, I thought, was a toss-up between the Argo game and the Bomber game, because also they came down to the last.
Yeah, the Bomber game could be a good one. I like this game. The Elks were up against the red-hot Montreal team. I mean, they're red-hot Elks as well. But they, the Montreal, with the class that they have from top to bottom, they were able to outhold the Elks and come back and win this game. So,
Well, this is 2 games against the West, where the first half and the second half were completely opposite.
yeah.
When the Owls were playing Saskatchewan and Edmonton, they're being dominated the first half. Then, I guess, during halftime, the coach just draws up a new game plan
That's something.
and shuts the other team down for the complete second half.
I don't think the Elks scored in the second half
No.
at all in this game. So,
Okay.
yeah, meeting between the 2 hottest teams in the CFL, and I'm going to guess your first highlight is that one-handed catch from Rambo?
No.
No?
No.
You have something before that, or you just didn't have that one?
No, I didn't end that one. I've only got a few for this one. So we got 5 minutes left in the first. Jones.
2nd and 5 from the Montreal 6. Bethel Thompson, pressure on.
Jones
to
gets
throw.
touchdown.
Touchdown. Back where it all began. Geno Lewis in the end zone in green and gold.
Second quarter just starting. Edmonton's up 7-3. Oh, no. Now they're up.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was getting a little concerned.
Got it up. Thompson back in the game and into the end zone. Touchdown, Curly Gittins.
Then, now we're going to go to the second half because there really wasn't a lot in this game. We got Fajita. Third quarter, 4 minutes gone.
Crossing wires a little bit.
Speaker.
So 2nd and 10.
Boom. That was
Yeah, Speaker, 2 touchdowns in the third quarter of this game to mount that Montreal comeback. Edmonton held Montreal 6 points in the first half.
Yeah, and
But,
I believe he only had one
Speaker,
reception.
third catch of the drive.
Speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they just got the ball in the second half. And we go to 4 minutes left in the
Right in
third
the middle
quarter.
of the fray.
And Speaker, what a
What did I
catch.
do?
Just stays in bounds.
Yeah.
It's the angled end zone.
Yeah, impressive catch by
And
Speaker.
at that point, the Alouettes were up. And they stayed up. Edmonton had a chance at the end.
Yeah, well, this game came down to the last play, too. Edmonton had a shot, literally last play of the game to throw it in, and the guy just couldn't reel it in. So,
Yeah,
I wish that would have... Well, I guess that would have taken the leads. All great game. That's what I'm loving about the CFL right now is, they're all... You got, 19 to 20, 26 to 23, 27 to 34, and 21 to 17. All games within a touchdown or less. And, the parity is just unbelievable. Montreal looks great. They're 10-1 right now, but... the other teams are bringing them to the end. It's just there's just that little bit of difference that they have. But I think another great week in my opinion of the CFL, and
that was really exciting.
That final stretch is coming fast, and this it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in these last few weeks here. All right, so let's do a quick review on our picks last week. We both went 3-1, splitting with the Rough Ride Argos and the Alouettes and Elks. I was this close. I was this much away. Brought that in to a 4-0 week, but MBT wasn't able to pull it through.
I was a rouge away.
You were a rouge away. A
4-0 week.
So a very close week for us, and that puts us both at 3-1. So let's move on to next week. Week 13, we've got the Red Blacks in a home and home. I didn't realize, but home and home. They're going back to BC to face the Lions. We got Bombers at Rough Riders in what I can finally call the Banjo Bowl. We got Argos and Ticats and Elks and Stampeders. So
which is the Labor Day Classic.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the Alouettes are off. So I guess the Alouettes rival would be the Red Blacks. Not really though, because you got Ticats and Argos, Bombers, Rough Riders. Elks and Stampeders Battle of Alberta. So Red Blacks, Lions, and Montreal is kind of going around.
I know back in the day, the Alouettes' rival was Edmonton.
Oh, yeah?
They were always in the Grey Cup against each other.
Yeah, I guess. They hated each other.
So, all right.
So, big week, big rivalry week this week. And Don, why don't you kick us off here with game number 1?
Okay, BC Place is going to be packed again.
Yeah.
Going to be full like an egg.
And you think Rourke's going to start, or do you think
Rourke's starting?
Rourke will be there?
I think they're going to give him one more try. Even though he didn't win, he did better this week than he did the first week.
Yeah.
You have to give him that.
I think once he gets that first touchdown, he'll shake the jitters as well.
His stats were 22 for 31 and 234 yards, so which was way better than the first week, which is I think he was negative on everything. This is a tough call for me, but I got to go. The Red Blacks are on fire. I can't see them slowing down. I'm going Ottawa.
This is a really tough one for me because I agree with you. The Red Blacks are hot, but the Lions dropping 6 in a row, that just seems absurd. And they've got a good team and they've got a good quarterback situation between the two of them. They just need to figure it out. I think they're at home. I think that place is going to be packed. I think everyone's going to be cheering on for Rourke, so I'm going to go I want to see the Red Blacks win, but I'm going to go with the Lions on this one. All right, Bombers and Rough Riders. This one's at Mosaic Field. And Blue Bombers are hot and the Rough Riders are not. I'm going to go with my boys. Blue Bombers on the road to take this one. I got to take this one. See what Trevor Harris can do, but
yeah, I'm going to go with the Bombers too.
Because Blue Bombers.
Even though they weren't great last week, that was a completely different Hamilton defense. Completely different.
Yeah.
So.
And Claros isn't going to play that bad again. I mean, he's played bad all season, but I don't think he'll play that bad again.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but is Harris going to play that bad again?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's the question.
That'll be the defining question. All right, Argos at Ticats. Argos all the way.
Chad Kelly, second game.
He's going to want to cream those Tiger Cats.
He was the MOP last year. He's going to, and I think he's going to show his. They should have creamed Saskatchewan. They shouldn't even have been an issue.
Yeah,
so,
even if they kicked a field goal on any of those games, on any of those plays.
Even if one touchdown is all he needed.
And then the Edmonton Elks, I got at the Stampeders. I mean, Stampeders are most average team in the league, the most under the radar team, but not under the radar in a good way. They're just under the radar. No one cares about them. Sorry, Calgary fans.
I care about them.
Elks are, yeah, you care about everyone. Elks are red hot.
No, I don't care about you.
Good, that's good. Elks are coming off a big loss again. Not a big loss, but a loss against the Alouettes.
No, big loss. They had them.
Yeah.
They had them in the first half. They're dominating.
But they got to walk away from that one with a little bit of confidence still, playing the best team in the league. So I'm going to go with the Elks on this one.
Yeah. Because it's Calgary at home, and up until their last home game, they hadn't been beaten at home. Yeah, they didn't look that impressive either at home, so I'm going with the Elks.
Elks, yeah. There we have it. So just one split this week. Game 1. Red Blacks at the Lions. It should be an exciting one. What game do I get to watch this week? I'll be off on Friday. Oh, no. So Bombers or Rough Riders. Should be a good one. All right. Let's get to our power rankings. All right, Week 13 power rankings. Alouettes top the pack, as always. Holding our number 1 spot on both sides, while the Tiger Cats round out the bottom on both sides. And then I had a movement all over the place. I moved the Red Blacks up to 2nd, matching up with Don. We both had the Argos making a surge up to 3rd place. I dropped the Rough Riders all the way down to 5th and moved the Bombers up 1 spot. I'm just, I got to see a little bit more from Saskatchewan before I keep them up any higher. Elks have moved up quite a bit as well. Even with the loss, I felt like they do look like a good team. Trey, can't think of his last name. Trey Ford will be back soon as well. So I think they're going to continue with their
surgeons.
Yeah, there's a better word I was trying to think of. Lions dropped down to 3rd and last, and then St. Peter's didn't play last week, but I just moved them down. Not because of what they did, but because of some of the activity in the other teams there. And Don's got the Elks, moved them back down to 2nd last, and Lions and Bombers sit in the middle of the pack, while the Rough Riders dropped 1 spot as well. So you'll be able to see that all here, up on the chart there. But yeah, pretty close, pretty similar across the board. I think we both have the same idea of what teams are looking hot, what teams are kind of stuck where they are.
Yeah. So overall, our picks are relatively close.
Yeah. So there we have it, guys. Another CFL week in the books. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe so you can see more of our CFL content. We post every Thursday, reviewing the last week and previewing the upcoming week, so you can see all of our thoughts and opinions on CFL here on the Outbound Sports Podcast. And turn on those notifications so you can catch all of our videos. We've got sports highlights from everything, including Little League Baseball, on our Shorts page, so you can check that out as well. And leave a comment if you have anything to discuss. So, thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next week for Week 14.
See you later.